sort of relationship with Billy Mitchell. He's not Skyping in, just so you know. But we have someone here who is going to discuss a very interesting project. There is a Billy Mitchell musical that is being done. And I believe Billy has told us about this. Mm-hmm. But we weren't sure if this was actually real or, Billy had gone crazy and thought a musical was being made about his life. So we weren't sure 100%. But apparently it turns out it's real. And the director is with us. Her name is Casey Ross, and it's Arcade Fire, The Redemption of Billy Mitchell. So let's welcome her to the program right now. There's the poster. And there's Casey Ross. Hello.
Hi, Casey.
Hi,
Hello.
Casey.
How are you?
Hi, Casey.
I'm good. How are you guys?
We are fantastic. Okay, let's get right into this. Now, Billy Mitchell first hit my radar with the documentary King of Kong. But how is this different than that? Do you like that movie? Do you dislike it? What's the deal here?
I'm actually, I started as a fan of King of Kong, but now I don't like it since coming to know Billy, just knowing kind of how staged the documentary was, and it was kind of made to make him a villain. So my show, actually, to avoid any copyright infringement with the King of Kong movie, follows the most recent cheating scandal of Billy. So it's kind of Billy in the modern age.
Gotcha. Yeah, and that cheating scandal is still crazy to me. And I still believe that it's largely created by haters and people who are jealous of Billy Mitchell.
And possibly Billy himself.
Because, as I've said many, many times, well, I doubt that, but here's the thing. Billy Mitchell had a cameo in Wreck-It Ralph.
Yes, he did.
The Peter Dinklage character of Pixels was based on Billy Mitchell. Billy Mitchell's mainstream. And these jealous people cannot get past it. Very, very bitter, very resentful. Do you think that that's a reason why Billy can perhaps be called a polarizing video game player?
I would definitely agree with that. The show itself has been kind of billed as a cautionary tale of the internet. Because when I started delving into the cheating scandal, I was finding that, most of the research was done on forums by people claiming to be experts who don't like Billy.
That's right.
There's several posts way back in the past before the scandal even started of these guys not liking Billy. So some of the very people who were claiming that he did cheat at this game, 20-something years ago, are the ones that haven't liked him since. So, yeah. I'd agree.
It seems like a lot. We also have a guy, Andrew is, he goes by Andrew Gold. He's also a Big A, and he's a very big video game enthusiast.
I've seen Andrew.
Yeah.
I've actually seen all the episodes that Bill has been on your show.
Oh,
you are kind of my gateway drug into Billy Mitchell. I was not that impressed with King of Kong.
Whoa.
On your show was the first time I decided I wanted to write a show about this guy. So
wow. Hey,
awesome.
Very honored.
Awesome.
Dave.
That's very. I am thrilled.
Remember, he kind of tried to tell you, you're in the show.
Yes. No. But is there a? It's like there's a clip of me, or did you get some guy with like a red wig and a?
So what I've done, I've kind of made it a little bit of a hybrid of reality. So one of the waiters that works in Ricky's restaurant in the play also turns out to be you. And so when Billy decides to announce that he's going to clear his name for the Kong off, he goes on Dave's podcast.
So we're in the musical.
Well, there to actually record a segment for us. That would be cool.
We'll do whatever you want. No question about it. What would you have him? Well, wait. Andrew, quickly ask Casey the question that you had, because I see you're chomping at the bit. But then I do want to get back to Casey about that. What was your question? You have a few questions, you said?
Yes.
Let's keep him respectable. She seems like a very nice person.
Yes, Mr. Dave. Hi, Casey. Where is Billy Mitchell? He owes me $40, and I need it to buy a new hammer.
All right, Casey, he's asking for $40 that he's claiming Billy owes him. I'm not sure if it. And as for the new hammer, we're not going to talk about what the purpose of the new hammer is. That doesn't sound good in any way, shape, or form, knowing your personal history. So, Casey, I want to get back to you for a second. The point is, What would you like us to do? We would absolutely be willing to do something for your musical. Arcade Fire is the name of it. The Redemption of Billy Mitchell. It's awesome.
So I've done a few drafts of the show. It's been an hour long, and it's gone all the way up to like a 2.5-hour show, full scale musical.
Wow, that's awesome.
And we toured around to different conventions. I actually have a goal to show it at the Kong Off this year, when if the Kong Off happens.
Wow.
There's talk about that.
How about a round of applause for that? It's going to be at the Kong Off, which I actually participated in the Kong Off a long time ago.
I remember that, David.
Sam and Dave went to a live Kong Off.
Oh, yeah.
Let me just say something. You say a few bad things about Walter Day, and they're ready to take their pitchforks out and kill you right there in northwest New Jersey. I barely escaped with my life.
Ain't
that
no
night.
nerd like a video game nerd.
It was kind of scary. But, all right, so what would you like from us? Like a song or something? Or
So there's a scene in which Billy goes on the podcast, and if we could get you to ever like record something like on your set stage so that he actually looks like he's interacting like our actor on your show, we could potentially have you do a cameo in the musical and use it for future production.
okay,
Yeah.
this has to happen. This has to happen. Robert, please take a mental note of what Casey is talking. What, Andrew? Hold on. Andrew has something. I'm sorry, Casey. Andrew's got another quick question, Andrew, because I would really want to talk about this. About the musical.
Wasn't Brian Q supposed to Skype in? Brian
He
Q.
was.
Well, like Brian Pooh.
Okay, so Andrew is saying Brian Koo, more like Brian Pooh. Brian Koo, of course, is the famous guy from the King of Kong who said that Kill Screen is coming up, and he got internet famous for like he still is for saying that Kill Screen coming up, and he's a friend of Billy's, right?
Kind of Billy's number two, his sidekick. We call him Koo number two in the show. Brian is an arcade traveler. Like, he'll go around. His big claim to fame in his heart is that he set 16 records in a day at Fun Spot.
Wow, 16
yeah.
records. That's fantastic.
Very impressive.
I've played Fun Spot myself. No, this is no BS. You will not get to the level 3 of the Donkey Kong machine. Don't even try. Not unless you're on the caliber of a Billy Mitchell or Brian Koo. It's impossible. It's the hardest game of all time. Casey, would you? I mean, have you ever played King of Donkey Kong?
I have. I actually had to keep Bill's stool warm at the Kong Off last year, and so he was running to the restroom, and I was like, I don't want to touch this thing, and I died in maybe 20 seconds. Walter refereed it as the worst level of Donkey Kong he has seen played.
But in her defense, it's really, really difficult.
Very difficult.
Pac-Man, so much easier than Donkey Kong.
Of course.
Donkey Kong is hard. All right, so you want like Roy and I to do something, and we could send it to you just with the green screen or something?
Yeah, I have scenes written up, and I could like send you guys the material, and then you guys could record it, send it, and we could use it for the show. We actually did the same thing with Bill. He plays Donkey Kong in the show now, which is amazing.
That's incredible. Andrew, I'm talking to Casey here, okay? The conversation's going lovingly,
Yes.
and what is it, is what I'm saying. Why are you... I'm sorry, Andrew has a question.
Casey, today is officially Super Mario Day.
Today is Super Mario Day, Casey. Not sure if you're aware of that. Yeah.
Being from Italy and Japan, is it possible that Mario has the coronavirus? And if so, should we kill him?
Okay. Sorry about that. He lost touch with reality. He says Mario is from Italy and Japan, and he might have to be killed because he probably has the coronavirus. So I'm sorry. Andrew doesn't realize that that's just an 8-bit character, and he gets things confused a little bit. Now, in the play, okay, you were talking about... So, Arcade Fire, by the way, have you got any pushback from the band?
I haven't. I kind of am one of those ask first kind of people. So, like, I got in touch with Bill before I started actually producing the show to make sure some of the stuff that I was joking about with him was okay. And I've sent, this sounds ridiculous, but several tweets to the band about how I've combined the word, added an exclamation point, and it's a pun. Billy makes hot sauce fire. It's hot. arcade controversy.
I
So
like
it's
it.
just a pun. If I had to just go by the surname of the redemption of Billy Mitchell, I could, but I don't think the nice Canadians in Arcade Fire are going to sue me, even though they're Canadians, which we know from Bill are, not top-notch people.
He is very patriotic and he loves the American time.
passionate.
Can you go back to that photo? Who did you cast as Billy
Yeah,
Mitchell?
he looks exactly
this guy
like
is
Billy.
priceless. I want this guy on the
that's
Eastside Dave Show.
Billy.
Anytime Billy Mitchell can't Skype in or call in, just send this dude. Who is this man?
His name is Steve Jerk. He is a local comedian
Holy
and actor
jeez.
about
He
town.
looks exactly like him.
Seriously.
Does he talk like Billy?
He had never met Bill when he took the role. I actually have another guy that plays Billy, so I have about 2 or 3 people in each
Gotcha.
role. So if we get called in and
Right.
somebody can't be there, someone can step in. So Steve is our second Billy. Knew nothing about Billy. I kind of forced him to watch King Kong with his son, and he just went in. But I will tell you, after meeting Bill, the performance completely changed. So now he does talk like Billy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Billy Mitchell is one of the most unique people
Oh,
on the face of planet Earth.
certainly is.
How he talks, how he looks. The guy's like 6'10".
Yeah, big
it's
guy.
like insane. Andrew, yes. Jeez. What is it?
Casey, my friend Bobo knows Jack and shit about video games. Is he as embarrassing to you as he is to me?
Yeah.
Sorry about Bo. He's one of the people on the Eastside Dave show, and he and Andrew are not getting along these days. And,
Apparently, Big A has never seen me at home and doesn't realize that I do play video games.
old school though, Bo. What's your style? Call of Duty.
I go various eras of video games.
Various eras, yeah. Casey,
And I do have an NES, and I do play it
He's got a
sometimes.
Nintendo Entertainment System. Casey, what kind of games do you prefer?
So I'm not a huge gamer. I played a little Donkey Kong Country on the Super Nintendo. Billy doesn't talk to me about that. I suck at regular Donkey Kong. I kind of like pop culture and retro stuff from the 80s and 90s era. Like one of my other musicals is set in a possessed mall of the 1990s.
Oh,
So
I love that.
Billy I kind of knew as like an iconic pop culture figure, not necessarily a video game figure.
Do you
but I
write
like
the
pop.
music? Who writes them? Because these are musicals. I don't want to call it. It's not a play.
Yeah.
It's a musical. Who writes the music?
I don't write the music at all. I have, for my first show, it was my business partner, Dave Pelsu, from All Musical, but this one here is written by Chris McNeely and actually my boyfriend, Topher Warden.
Oh, let's give him a round of applause. Let's get Robert quickly. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought Robert had his hand up. Andrew, you had your hand up? Sorry, I got you and Robert
Yes,
confused
yes.
somehow. Go ahead.
Question. How would Pac-Man use Tinder in today's day and age
Andrew.
without any arms and hands?
How would Pac-Man use Tinder without any arms?
I mean, I think Billy's told you guys this. He does have arms and legs in the cartoon, so...
He has arms and legs in the cartoon.
Duh.
Miss Pac-Man, he's not on Tinder anyway.
Yeah, he has Ms. Pac-Man. He's happily married, Andrew.
Got a little Pac-Man Jr. running around.
Would he have to?
Baby Pac-Man.
Would he have to swipe right with his mind?
She said he has arms.
Sure.
Ask another question quickly, because I gotta ask her about a couple things here. Quickly though.
One time I played Space Invaders 30 hours, 30 straight hours, causing blindness and numbness in my fingers. But the hardest part, not taking one of my patent Big A shits.
Sorry you had to hear this.
We apologize.
We apologize.
Casey,
for
I'm so sorry.
He played the video game for 30 straight hours and he couldn't use the bathroom. I don't know
And
if you
it's
want to
about
say
that
to someone, I couldn't take one of my patented
Right.
Big A shits.
Okay.
This is a musical director here. She
Right.
is in theater. It's just not the type of language that we say to a musical director. You
Sorry.
understand where I'm
Yeah,
coming from?
sorry, Mr. David.
I know, but patented big
Yeah.
A shits. Sorry about that, Casey. This is highly. Now, is Arcade Fire ever going to come to New Jersey? If it is, I would love to attend.
Well, I don't want to speak out of turn here without Bill or Richie here, but the next Kong Off is supposed to be in Jersey, coming up potentially this summer, this winter.
Okay.
We're kind of deciding around the school schedule of Billy's son, Billy Mitchell Jr., who
Right.
is also quite good at Donkey Kong.
Of course.
So whenever they can, they squared off against each other in the Australian Kong Off. Billy took out his own flesh and blood, his son, his baby boy, to beat him at the Kong Off.
I knew
How many points did his son have a good showing? Because if he did, I would say that's yet another piece of evidence that Billy Mitchell is not a cheater. If it's just now, it's his own DNA is also showing off at how awesome he is at Donkey Kong.
He's an American hero.
All these people accusing Billy Mitchell are cheaters. They're the ones who are cheaters.
Yeah.
They're cheating at life because they're jealous of a legend, and that legend's name is Billy Mitchell.
Yes.
Bravo, David. Got me riled up. God bless America.
Casey, is Billy Mitchell's is Donkey Kong Jr. or I'm sorry, Billy Mitchell Jr.
I call him Diddy Kong, so
is he good too though?
he's very good. I think he's in the 900,000s.
The apple doesn't fall far from the
Just a little
tree.
bit above where Billy was when he was playing in '82.
For people who don't play Donkey Kong, go into a retro arcade tomorrow. Try to get 10,000 points, let alone 900,000. You will not do it. Hell, I bet you can't get 1,000 points at Donkey Kong.
That's a challenge.
No, you
buddy.
can't. And Billy Mitchell Jr. just got 900,000 points. Is there any more proof that this family is just gifted?
I'm going to go with no, David.
Casey? Andrew, you had another thing you want to say before we let Casey, or before we ask Casey a couple things, then we got to sign off here. I guess the show got away from us. What is it, real quick?
Yeah. Do video games cause one to kill? Because I've been playing a lot of Tetris lately, and I'm thinking of chopping off my landlord Larry and putting the pieces in one huge block. Tetris.
All right, don't answer that, Casey. What he wants to do is chop up his landlord. He has a problem because his landlord, Larry, smells lots of bad things, and he makes weird noises at like 4 o'clock in the morning. And he's always giving Andrew a lot of crap. But, Andrew, you want to chop him up and then put his pieces like in a Tetris block.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
That's murder, just so you know.
Okay.
That's not Tetris anymore.
Okay.
That's homicide.
All
You'll go to jail for that. That's not a video game, is all I'm just trying to make absolutely clear. Okay.
All right.
He understands now, Casey. Nothing to be afraid of. What else? So in the New Jersey area, where can people see Arcade Fire right now? The Redemption of Billy Mitchell. Where can we see that?
So I do have a couple recordings that I'm planning on releasing on DVD, just so like when we can't come to do a show live, we can do a screening,
Yes.
or like they can just do a panel and play the show.
Yes.
So if somebody like wants to message me on any of my various social medias that are pretty easy to find,
Yes.
I can send the show out as a screening. I think the next one we are planning, we might be just representing the show at a convention in Ohio this May. Me and Bill just going to do some signing and merch table stuff. And my next big goal is there's a big Dungeons and Dragon convention that 80,000 attendees come to.
Roy
called
Harder
Gen
loves
Con.
D&D.
You talking my language, honey?
Now Roy Harder's perked up in his chair.
Yeah.
So we might be doing our second year of Gen Con, and then hopefully this year the Kong Off.
Wow.
Hopefully this year the Kong Off. Okay, before we go, do you have any? You're done. Listen,
I'm
Casey Ross, we wish you nothing but the highest of success. Quite frankly, this looks good enough for Broadway. I hope it comes to the greater New York area. I hope it's played in Times Square. It's Arcade Fire, the redemption of Billy Mitchell.
Yes.
It looks fantastic. And congratulations on doing a musical. That's a big deal right there.
Thank you. Yeah.
Well, Casey Ross, we hope to have you back on the air. We hope Andrew didn't scare you too much.
Oh no.
No? Okay, I know. He can be frightening to a lot of people. Listen, we hope to have you back. If it's in Jersey, I am definitely going to go to the Billy Mitchell. Yeah, we're going to stay in touch. Casey Ross, she is the director of Arcade Fire, the Redemption of Billy Mitchell. Thank you so much, Casey.
Thank you guys.
What a delightful person.
Lovely woman. Lovely.